and it seems like chaos. Your thoughts, sir?
Well, I just got off the phone with Admiral Neffinger, the head of TSA. 5 deaths that we know of. The shooter is Esteban Santiago. He had a military ID. We don't know if that is an accurate ID or if it is a current ID. But what it portends is that anytime you get a bunch of people bunching up, like at baggage claim, or like outside of TSA where you're going through security, or like lines at the ticket counter, it's a soft target. And the best deterrence is the dog. Those dog teams, after the German shooting a year ago, we doubled those dog teams. But they take a long time to train, they're expensive. The problem is you just can't have enough dog teams for all the airports and all the crowds that we have.
Senator, hang on, let me just go back 2 thoughts. I mean, this is the first time we have heard a name of a shooter. Where did you got that from, the head of the TSA?
Correct, Admiral Neffinger.
And so he told you it's a man by the name of Esteban Santiago with a military ID.
But we don't know about the accuracy of the ID.
I see.
In other words, we do not. They were pretty sure of his name, but as to the currency or the authenticity of the military ID, we don't know that.
I understand. And Senator, do you have a better understanding of how this unfolded, where this Esteban Santiago was when he pulled a gun out?
Brooke, I think you guys have been doing a great job. You're showing everything live. You're on top of it. They have him in custody, so we will have a full report. The stuff that is being reported now is that people are panicked that there might be other shooters at the airport. You would be more up to date on that. I'm here in Washington in the capital.
I understand, Senator. I understand. Let me ask you, just as a senator from the great state of Florida, and you're looking at this unfold down in Fort Lauderdale, and we just heard from a young woman who's waiting for her 90-year-old grandmother, who's huddled in a Delta staff lounge, and she's terrified. What's your message to these people?
Well, they need to shelter in place, and I'm sure the airport, they've got FBI is leading all of the law enforcement operations. They've got all levels of law enforcement that are there, so I'm sure they're going to be okay. Let me just say that we're pretty sensitized in Florida to guns and tragedy because as you remember, the tragedy of the Pulse nightclub.
Orlando.
And it's interesting because just today I'm filing a bill that would have caught that shooter, Mateen, when he had gone to purchase that high caliber rapid fire weapon because he had previously been on the terrorist watch list. I hope we can get some common sense and get that passed.
I want to let you go, Senator Nelson, but one final quick question is we're looking, I don't know if you've seen this, but all these passengers, they almost look like ants all scattered on this tarmac. And I have a former, member of the Secret Service and someone who's been a police officer for decades telling me this is the picture of disorganized. Care to comment on that?
Well, I talked to the airport director, Gale. They seem to have, this is as of 30, 45 minutes ago, they seem to have everything under control. But all of this eruption that you're talking about now is occurring since. So if it's that there is another active shooter there, he will be brought to justice.
Okay, Senator Bill Nelson.